This week on Let's Try This Again.
It came to a point where I was like very depressed. I was like, I'm finna kill myself. Like, I know that sounds so crazy.
No, that's real though.
I was there and I was gonna do it that week. My husband had even took me.
You were planning this out?
He literally put me in a car and took me somewhere to talk to somebody.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Try This Again podcast. I am so excited about this guest today. Y'all, thank you for tuning in last week. It was such a bomb episode. If you missed it, you need to go catch up. And thank you for being here today. If you've never seen this podcast, hey, y'all, I'm b.simone. What's up? You don't know me? Get from under that rock. Stop playing. Thank you for being here. Let's Try This Again podcast where we talk about resilience, pivoting, never giving up. So I'm excited about this guest today. Let me see. I gotta do a good intro. The legendary entrepreneur, CEO, multi times 4, 5, 6 millionaire. You know, business woman, black queen, baby. We got the one and only Miss Stormi sitting on my couch. Well, this is a chair, but sitting on the couch. Yeah, give me some. I want to hear the acrylics.
Tap.
This is what we's doing. Y'all hear that? Yeah. She is on my couch, you guys. This woman has inspired me virtually because I'm not going to lie. We don't really have a personal relationship outside of little business stuff. We've had conversations that I'm like, she is so sweet. She is so cool. She is so nice. And not only that, you're inspiring.
That's you.
Girl, stop.
That's you.
This is about you.
It feels so weird even hearing it from you because I'm like, that's you.
Wow.
That's you. Talk about yourself.
Girl, I didn't even hit I didn't hit a little bit.
It don't matter.
A mustard seed.
The energy.
Okay.
It's the energy.
It's the energy. It's the
energy.
drive.
It's the journey.
It's the journey.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
Maybe financially, we got some stuff to talk about. This girl done got some money now. She walked in with a security guard. I said, okay, all right. She got security. I said, I'd be walking all around Atlanta with nobody. They'd be like, b.simone? I'd be like, yes. What do y'all need? I don't need security yet. I really probably do, but I'm acting like I don't. But she got some money, y'all. But we gonna get there. Before we get to your story, because a fun fact about you, you're a licensed cosmetologist.
Yes.
You did hair.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that because you told me a little bit about that yesterday, which was wild, what happened in the salon.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to tell y'all.
Insane.
Can I just complain about something real quick?
Yeah.
I'm not really a complainer. I'm really not. I don't complain about a lot. I do a little bit here and there, but I try to be optimistic, try to see the positive side, try to shift my mindset. But I'm about to complain, y'all. These new hairstylists, these YouTube gurus, these people that are giving services, nails, hair, makeup, stylists. I can't take it anymore.
I can't either. And because
it's different.
It's totally different. Like when I was coming up, it was all about like no wait times, education, detail, like perfection. Now it's just like, move on to the next. There's no hair health. There's no
quick dollar.
Connection. It's none of that. And we had all of that when I was coming up.
When did you get your license?
2012.
Okay. So right after me, I got mine 2009.
Yeah, 2009.
So right after I graduated, I went straight to cosmetology school. It's so different. Do y'all knew hairstylists and nail techs? Have you ever heard of the word consultation? You sit right down. Baby girl, I don't want no swoop.
Come shampooed already. Just come shampooed already.
Come shampooed already. Mm-hmm. You already got your hands in my head with a dirty comb.
Matter of fact, come braided. How about that?
Matter of fact, have your wig on, and I'll place the wig, and I'll just put the glue on the edges.
That's how I'm gonna do. And it's just gonna be a wig, by the way.
And guess what? Your total is $1,000. Mm-hmm. And it's only going to last for a day.
Yeah.
And no refunds. Mm-hmm. Y'all, I'm sick of it.
For real.
I'm sick of it. What did you specialize when you did hair?
Protective styling, wigs,
okay,
weaves, sew-ins, leave-outs, all that.
Okay. Yeah. I had to get that out the way. I had to complain about that for a second. And I think it really hits me hard too because we were hairstylists. Of course, that's a service. You know how to give a service, which means you know how to serve. You know how to work. We're leaders. We're CEOs. And so when I see that in any aspect, whether it's my team, whether it's people I've had to let go, that bothers me. I'm like, this mindset is so different than this new generation's mindset than our mindset that took us to get to this point.
I think because now it's so oversaturated and because you get on the internet and you see everybody doing it, everybody strive to do it, but everybody don't strive to be great at it. because it's too easy
Come
to just
on.
put your finger on it.
Come
You know what I'm
on.
saying? Versus to actually cultivate it, you know, become great and like
Water
just
it, take
they don't do that no
time.
more. It's too easy to be like, oh, I know how to do a frontal, or I know how to do this, or I feel like I can do this. I see them doing it, but it's like they don't know what it really took to actually get to that level that person they watch do it, and they don't repeat it. Instead, they do like the watered down version of it. I remember when I was a hairstylist, what kind of made me started losing a little, you know, lust for the game was because I started seeing people come in. I remember when I started doing frontals was like $275 minimum. And I strove to like learn that trade and learn that part of the, you know, the hairstyling world for the fact that I could reach and grow at that level.
Yeah.
I started seeing people after me like in abundance because of YouTube, et cetera, come out and they're trying to learn it to like undercut it.
Yes.
And then they diluted the market so much that it wasn't even a market anymore. And like now it's kind of hard, I feel like, for most hairstylists to even see or grow at the rate that we grew at because it's just too diluted. And now everything is like, if it's expensive and it's bad, or it's cheap and it's fast. It's like
when I say
you don't get
expensive and
quality no
bad,
more.
Expensive and bad. And I totally agree with that, especially the aspect of like, I think it's a mindset thing too with longevity because this generation or these new hairstylists and nail techs, they want a quick dollar.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna charge you $1,000. I'm gonna have horrible customer service. I'm gonna charge you all this money. I'm gonna make $1,000 in an hour or two, but it's no longevity. Why? Because I'm never gonna come back.
Yeah.
I'm never going to sit back in your chair. So I want y'all to think about that. All y'all out there that's trying to get a quick dollar, you really could have made 40, 30 bands off me in a year.
Right. Instead of me coming one time.
So think about that, y'all. Give people an experience. When you're giving them a service or even a product, maybe we're not talking about a service. Maybe you don't do hair. Maybe you don't do nails, but we're entrepreneurs. No, it's okay. We're entrepreneurs. So we sell products. You want to give people an experience, and you have been phenomenal at that with these body glazes and these. Y'all, let me just clap it up for her because she just broke a TikTok record. Y'all, please clap. Everybody in the room, virtually, snaps. Like, y'all have no. I know. Did you bring us some? You didn't even bring no body glaze.
I'm going to mail it. I'm gonna mail it. I am. No lie. We was gonna put it in the car last night, right? I told my husband, I was like, go to the warehouse, go get a gift package. And I'm thinking he gone 10 minutes later. I come out and he's in the house because I see my baby running around. I'm like, Chess, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Because I thought they lived together. He was like, I couldn't make it. He had some shots. So he couldn't drive. Okay. So I was like, oh, shit.
We got to get our hands on it.
I'm going to mail it. I promise.
When I say, y'all, she broke a TikTok record. The record was you sold over $1 million in sales on a TikTok live.
Yep, in a single live stream. And we did it in 5 hours. Yeah.
I think we throw this word or this idea of making $1 million. I'm a millionaire. It's been so like just thrown around on the internet. Oh, you can make your first million here. Make your first. Y'all have no idea how much work and how difficult it is like to do that. Like $1 million in 5 hours is nuts. Nuts.
And then like, I feel like now too, like, you know, I've seen a lot of people do it, right? Especially in a day, etc. But the thing with us, like, it wasn't with a sale and it was in a new untapped market. Just turn your camera on. Let's see who these people who are coming by seeing you, how well you can get them to convert. So versus like waiting on like a Black Friday or like planning a sale, doing a whole bunch of prospecting, this is more so like organic and just like in the moment. Let's see what we can do in the moment.
So this was like a test thing.
And then we weren't even trying to hit that. It was more so like we got
not testing the market and making $1 million.
Yeah,
let's just test the market.
Seriously, it was like we plan our lives. You know, we tell people, you know, we about to do a live. Most of the time, it's like a week out. We had sample sets. We just had product, you know, that we were going to be showcasing for the day. And I got the word from a call. It's like, oh my God, you hit a record, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know the record was before that. So it was kind of like shocking to me.
Yo, so you hit this record in 5 hours. Y'all, $1 million over. Let's just say over $1 million in 5 hours of testing out this theory on TikTok Live. I know you work with TikTok and your body glazes have gone viral. If you have not tried her body butters, they're absolutely amazing. There's so many flavors and so many smells. They're bomb. It's like you want to bite yourself because you smell like cake. But let's go through the journey of what got you there. Because people hear, oh, $1 million in 5 hours. We're not talking about the years of growth, of making millions, of losing it, and then having to build something from the ground up when you have all of it and you go back down to zero. Take me through that journey. Okay, you're a hairstylist.
Yeah.
Why did you stop doing hair and go into entrepreneurship? I know you went to college. Take me through that journey. Start me at the beginning.
So it's so crazy because I always start like before even becoming a hairstylist. So I was a college student who really didn't never want to go to college.
Okay.
I come from a no stoplight town called DeKalb, Mississippi. It's like I say it's where dreams go to die. Because most people most people haven't experienced or actually seen what it's like to be outside of there.
Okay.
And especially at that time, this was like 2010, 2011. The internet wasn't even advanced as it is now. So everything seemed like a far reach, like impossible. Yeah. And so that's what I was told to believe, you know. I never did, but that's what was impressed upon me.
Okay, you always felt there was
like
more.
Pablo Picasso. It's like anything I can imagine is real. I used to be telling my daddy, I used to be like, I want to be an actress, I want to be a singer, I want to be a dancer. He'd be like, no, you gotta be more realistic. And
your daddy would say that?
Yeah, my parents in general.
Wow.
But that would be his like coddling, like just be more realistic. So I didn't think too big and get disappointed, right?
Wow.
And so I went to the military. When I came back from the military, my mama had my college schedule made already. And so I ended up being in college and I had 23 credit hours left to graduation. And it came to a point where I was like very depressed. I was like, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, I know that sounds so crazy, but it was
no, that's real though.
I was there. Yeah. It was like I was there and I was gonna do it that week. It was like this week I'm doing it. And it had got to the point my husband had even took me. He my husband now, but he was my husband then.
You were with him then.
Mm-hmm.
Were you going? You were planning this out?
Yeah, I just talked to him about it. I used to be like, I feel like this. I want to kill myself. I don't want to be here. I want to be here. He literally put me in a car and took me somewhere to talk to somebody. And in doing that, I was like, okay, let me try. And then I picked up my Bible one night. I don't even remember what I read, but I remember when I went to sleep, I had this dream. And in the dream, I was supposed to do hair. I was supposed to have a business called Canvas. Didn't know why, didn't know nothing. But I woke up feeling excited about a future that I had started to feel like depressed about, right? Because I went to school for art. You know, I can paint, I can draw, but I didn't want to do nothing with that. My mama thought I was going to be an art teacher. I'm like, that's your dream, not mine, you know? And so immediately, because I had now a seed that gave me a little hope, I said, you know what? I'm finna quit school.
That gets me almost emotional because I know what that feels like. To feel like you have nothing and then now you have your excitement and you have something in you that is like a burning desire.
Something.
That spark.
Because I used to braid hair when I was 12.
Okay.
Right? And in my mind, I was like, I wanted to be a hairstylist. I never ruled it out, but it was never something that anybody said, hey, go and chase. Because back then, it's like, that's like bottom of the barrel.
It's like, oh, you could braid, get a couple dollars. Like, a little hustle.
A little hustle, yeah. Okay. You're supposed to be a military nurse, doctor, not even a doctor, child, just a nurse. Wow. Go be a nurse.
Wow.
I can't do it. I'm scared of needles.
You know, first of all, I can't even use a toothpick.
Right. I'm like, So, you know, art for me, I like art.
Okay.
But when I was about to graduate, I was like, I don't want to, what am I going to do with it? And I ended up dropping out of college. I woke up that same week and I was like, you know what, I quit. And I was like, I'm not going to spend another year trying to get a degree that I'm not going to do anything with versus taking this next year and actually going to hair school because, you know, hair school only take a year.
Yep. And
so I, you know, found the courage. I told my mom.
Were you scared to tell your parents?
No, because it was like the alternative is I ain't going to be here.
I'm going to lose my mind or my life.
Yeah, my life. I'm not going to be here. So at this point, I feel very empowered by choosing a lust for life versus taking my life.
Wow.
So I told my mom, I was like, you know, I quit. And her immediate reaction was, you dumb bitch. Just like that. Just, you dumb bitch. And she hate when I tell people this, but I don't say it to say she was bad for doing that. I say it because that was adversity in the middle of me already being at my lowest point, but I pushed through it. And that's why I like to start at that point with the journey, because when you gain those tools early on, you know how to recycle them. And that's what I've had to do throughout my entire entrepreneurial journey. So that was like my first time. First step. You know, first step, jumping out on faith, choosing just to feel good, whether I knew where that was going to land me or not. And
before you go to the next step 2 of your journey, I have a question about that. When your mom said that to you, you dumb bitch, how did you get to the point of articulating your story publicly without trying to protect your mom, protect your dad, or feeling bad about telling your story, even though it affects other people?
Well, I never felt the need to like protect.
Okay.
For the
Okay.
sole fact of I feel like I always live by this saying, right? And I heard this saying. I was at like a real estate conference, child, even though I ain't did nothing with that information. I was at a real estate conference, Jamal King, and he said this quote. He said, your obedience is connected to so many other people's destiny. And if I feel like if I'm deprived of telling my story to protect yours, I'm not gonna help the next person. Because at the end of the day, it's not to hurt you. It's to show
Just to
the next person
empower.
that no matter what, you can move forward. There's a path forward. You can get through it. You can like forge forward. So I don't say it to be like, oh, my mama did something
For
wrong. She didn't know no
sure.
better.
For
That was
sure.
her belief,
For sure.
But if I leave it out, now you don't know how hard it was to even start, to get my foot
Man.
off the ground. So that's why I tell it, And that's why I never felt the need to be like, I ain't gonna tell nobody.
How is y'all's relationship now, your mom and your dad with you?
We good.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I would say I grew up in a truly Southern household where it's really like, you listen to me and you do what I say. I know best, even though I probably haven't experienced a fraction of the world in the capacity of which I need to be giving you this information.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've seen it time and time again. So, like, our relationship is good. But even now, like, with me doing what I'm doing, it's a lot. I say I do a lot of what I do now, even now, in the now, is to give my parents hope, faith, to teach them things that they didn't know could be possible because they see it through me.
And show them, even though they're older or their age, they're still they can still do so much more and live so much more life.
Yeah.
You're about to make me cry because I'm working on articulating my story and I hold it in a lot because I'm so vulnerable and open. I tell everything, but this one little part of my story.
Yeah.
And I know God is calling me to speak on it soon, and I'm still in protective mode over so many people. So you just kind of set me free. You was like, I never felt the need to protect.
Your voice and your presence is so big. I know that the moment that you do tell your story, it's going to change everybody that's connected to you because it's something people need to hear.
Wow.
Even that ain't even my lowest point. Like my lowest point was like literally recent.
Okay, so let's get back to the story.
No, but I'm gonna tell you this. Even in my lowest point, like what got me through it, even though you don't know about it right now, even in my lowest point, what got me through it was the fact that I knew that it was all a part of the journey.
Okay.
And I needed to experience it because people needed to know it so that because of me, they can do what they're supposed to do. I feel like everything is connected. Everything is connected. Like I've always felt that way. And honestly, they got me through some of my darkest days.
Jesus. Okay, so you make the decision. I'm going to cosmetology school.
Yep.
Where do we go from there?
I ended up getting in school.
Yep.
I was almost about to graduate, and then I didn't. Something happened with me and my dad. Bought a car note. I had paid my car note. He said I did, and I knew I did. Hell, I ain't had no more money to pay it again.
He's like, so I know I paid it because the money gone.
I can't pay it again now. I'm like,
the money is gone.
And we got into it. It's the first time my daddy like roughed me up a bit. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm leaving. I moved out because I had moved back in with them at the time, and I moved to Huntsville with like $800 to my name. And see me at that time, everything, even if it didn't make sense, everything was all about being in flow. If something didn't feel good for me, I moved.
Got it.
And it was so crazy, like innately, like intuitively, I could feel when I needed to shift, but I stand steady because I'm overthinking the next. And every time I do that, God would just do something drastic to make me move.
To make you.
Because me and my daddy getting into it was very drastic. That's not our relationship. That wasn't our relationship.
Okay.
Yet it happened.
Okay.
So when it happened, I was like, that's a sign.
That's it.
Move.
Go time.
I had $800. That's it.
Okay.
And I had no plan. I didn't complete the task of getting my cosmetology license. And back home, I was already doing hair and I was stable. But I'm moving to a new city, nothing, $800. I actually moved to Huntsville, Alabama. That's where my husband was from. But he was over the road driving trucks at that time.
Okay.
So.
And y'all are dating at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so when I got there, just so happened his uncle was a barber. And he was like, yo, you don't need a cosmetology license in Alabama You don't have to go to school to get one. He was like, you can study under a master stylist and get your hours and get one. And I so happen to know one.
Okay.
So I'm there 2 weeks and I do my first interview with the lady who owned the salon.
Okay.
The master stylist. I remember, going to get my little fit, and Huntsville was so much like more jazzier than like DeKalb, Mississippi, right? So I'm looking, I'm like, damn, I don't fit in. Like, I'm like this little country thing, and I get there and I could tell she looked at me like, okay, girl. Right. Like, bitch, you can do hair. Like, you don't look like it. I can read it because I've always been able to pick up off energy. And I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care.
I had my little portfolio together and I handed it. And when she started looking, she was like, oh, shit.
Come on, portfolio.
A portfolio.
It wasn't no Instagram. It wasn't follow me on Instagram. It was pictures printed out.
Book. Honey, I had my little thrift store outfit on, honey, and I had my little book, and I was like, here you go.
I know that's right.
And, and through her looking through my work, I started to gain my confidence back. Because I walked in, I was like, I know I don't fit, And she let me come in on the spot. She said, yeah.
Okay.
You can study under me. And she didn't even do what I did, but she could help me get my license.
Okay.
And my hours. So she was like, come on in. So I started to be in her salon and I started to see everything that they told me was impossible. I saw women walk through the door who own restaurants.
Wow.
Who own racetracks.
Wow.
She owned her salon. I was watching this lady make like $10K, $20K a month doing hair. And mind you, this is what I was told is just trash.
It's
you
impossible.
Can't do this. Right. So I'm just seeing all of these people of just different pedigree, from what I was used to walk through the door. And I'm like, sparks.
And I'm like, oh yeah, changing your environment. Y'all gotta change your environment to see what is out there, to believe it is possible. When you're around certain things, it's like, now I know I can do it too.
Yeah. And that's it. That's how I started to feel.
Okay.
So now these little seeds and these little dreams that I had that I was just kind of scared to take action on, I started being more intentional. I was like,
I can do this.
I used to tell my husband, I said, you know what, Huntsville, your city, but this gonna be my city.
Wow.
And I ain't gonna say I didn't believe it, but I ain't, I wasn't saying it, like for real. I was just joking, but I was for real.
Yeah.
Deep down.
Yeah.
So I started like, making flyers, passing them out at Walmart, like just going everywhere. I would befriend a whole bunch of girls from Huntsville, Alabama, and be like, hey, my name's Stormi Steele. I work at blah, 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 blah. I'm new to the city. I want to do your hair, and this is my price. I'll give you a special. And they just started flocking.
That was me, girl.
They just started coming in. They just started coming in and back to back to back. I used to be in a salon from like 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. doing hair back to back to back.
Yep.
And then the craziest thing about that whole transition was when I met that lady whose salon it was, who was letting me study under her. She was like, how much you charge? I was like, I charge $75 or so. And she said, no, the fuck you don't. I was like, what you mean? She was like, you charge $175 minimum.
Period.
And
people paid it, didn't they?
Yep.
I know it.
Immediately.
I know it.
But the gag was, I had to give her 40%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't hate on the player.
But
I can't hate on the boss.
In our
little boss era, right?
It taught me to not another level of worth.
Yes.
And then it taught me how to save.
Okay.
Because with you giving 40% away and keeping 60, you making your 60 work like it's your full thing.
It's your full 100.
Right. So the moment I got my own, I got my full thing. And now I'm seeing like more. I'm able to, it's like a quantum leap. You know what I'm saying? I jump from here to there and it's like, like immediately. And it was just growing and it was just going. And I was in flow at that point.
Okay.
In a really good flow of what I wanted to do.
So why'd you stop doing hair? Like, how did you get to the entrepreneurial world?
So first step was I wanted my salon experience to be a little bit more proprietary to like what I had to offer.
Okay.
And a lot of my clients that were coming in with like, traction alopecia, they was trying to cover up their hair because I specialize in like protective styling. Okay. So they trying to cover up problems. And I'm like, you know what? I was enamored in hair school when I was there about like hair growth, the phases, the 3 phases of hair growth, etc.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to make a product and use it on their hair. And like see what they do. I started to obsess over it so much that I would have dreams about ingredients. I'm dreaming of cayenne pepper and shit. And I'm waking up. I'm like, what that do?
You're like, is this a detox or a scalp?
And so, I spent like a few years like working on something. And I had like my main customers, right? I was like, let's just try it. If it work, it worked. Let's see. I was like, it been working for me. But I already had, situation. I didn't have no hair loss.
Right.
So I'm like, my hair growing though, it's long. I was like, so let's see how I do for you. And they hair started sprouting up out the bald places. And I'm like, shit. And then they started telling people.
Okay.
And then those people were like, can we just buy the product and not come to the salon? And so here I am. And this is funny, right? Because I'm telling you, every time I feel like I was supposed to make a move and know how to say, God, do something drastic. Well, in that season, I couldn't do both. I couldn't make the product and do hair. It was a balancing act, and I just couldn't juggle them both.
Okay.
So the hair product would fall on the wayside, like my blossom serum. I couldn't do nothing with it. I was like, I gotta do hair.
Okay.
And so, but deep down, I feel like that was what I was supposed to be doing. That was my next jump. But I was like, no, this is solid. This is stable. I'm scared to do anything else.
Okay.
Well, here go the shake up. Here I am in my soul, already knowing you're supposed to do something else. Do this, chase this. I didn't move. I ended up having a really bad salon experience where a girl pulled out a gun on me. And
when you were doing her hair?
No, after I had did her hair. So to this day, I don't know how we got there, because I had did her friend hair, and her friend had bought her own hair extensions. And I used to have this big mirror right there, right? And you could see yourself get your hair done.
Yeah.
It's like floor, And she came and got her hair done.
Okay.
But 2 weeks later, she was like, she came back to my salon. She was like, the hair you put in my head ain't my hair. And I was like, yes, it was. I'm like, yes, it was. And that turned into this whole thing. I don't know if she really believed that, or at the time, I'm very popular with hair, right?
Okay.
Everybody like, I want to go to Stormi. She's amazing. The wait time's this. I don't know what it was, but it turned into this thing. And I'm asking her to get out of my salon. She wouldn't leave. And next thing you know, she had her car with a gun. Police come, and it just drained the life out of me because the shit went viral.
What?
I do mean it went viral.
Somebody recorded this?
Yeah, this like 2016, 2017.
Wow.
She recorded it.
Wow.
She was recording the whole time. That's why I'm like, was it a setup? I don't know. So, it went viral. And it's crazy thing, it went viral. But it brought people my way. It made me reach people who I would have never reached.
Okay.
And that month that happened, that was my first like 100K month selling hair extensions. Because people was like, fuck that. I don't believe that. She don't even look like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy her hair extensions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it brought that with it, but I'm still on the inside from that. I'm broken.
It traumatized
I'm
you.
traumatized. I'm seeing comments I ain't never seen before. I'm seeing people knew, like, I knew she was too good to be true. I knew something was wrong with her,
Thinking you were scamming or doing this. I went through that.
It fucked me up.
Because it's not your character.
To the point where I don't even want to do hair no more. And I'll tell you that I know this is very detailed, but months later, maybe even 7 months later, a lady came in my salon. She wanted her hair done. She had a frontal, and the frontal was, you know how frontals get?
Yeah.
Well, you can't use it no more?
Yeah.
Her frontal was at that point.
Yeah.
And I was like, ma'am, I can't use this.
Yeah.
That lady told me, she said, I knew I should have came here. I knew what they said about you was true. And I'm like, well, why you come? You know what I'm saying? And it got to the point where everybody who's walking through my door, I'm just having extreme anxiety because I don't know what type of time they are.
Are you going to like me? Are you here to bash me? Are you going to rob me?
Are you trying to do it with the last person did? Like, what's going on? And at that same time, a colleague of mine had just got shot at her salon. So I was like, this is getting crazy. I was like, I don't want no parts of it. But that's all I had. I hadn't built nothing else. And then I was so scared to leave it because I was like, I spent all these years building this for somebody to come in and one post say, I'm finna destroy,
and tarnish your name off of nothing, off of a lie.
Yeah. And it didn't happen. Even though it didn't affect like the revenue, it affected how I showed up every day. Like my energy.
Yes.
And I wasn't giving it everything no more. But yeah, I still was scared to move. So I stuck with it for like 2 more years. And I ended up taking a trip to New York.
Okay.
And I was so adamant. I was like, I've never been to New York before. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to go to New York, I got to have a balcony because I want to see the city.
Okay.
And I was on that balcony one night. It was for my birthday, August 2018. I'll never forget it. I just had this extreme like epiphany. And it was just like, somebody built this. Somebody had this vision for whatever this is. This was a vision for someone, even or multiple people over the course of time.
But it was just an idea.
But it's here now.
Yeah.
I was like, it's here now, and people experience this. And it's like, why you can't do what you want to do? And I knew I wanted to focus on my hair product for years, but I wasn't moving.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? Sink or swim. I'm going back home. I'm chasing that rabbit. I came home. I canceled every single, and I used to be booked up for like 3 months at a time. I canceled every appointment that I had. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I had 10K to my name. That wasn't gonna last me long.
Right.
My
for
damn
sure.
bills at that time were probably like 4K a month.
Right.
So it was
You
like,
I got 2K left.
This all I got. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, this it.
Right.
And I sat in front of my computer. I built my website from scratch. I had that one product, Hair Blossom Serum. I made a post on social media the next day and relaunched it. I probably sold like 40 bottles. Mind you, though, they $35 a pop. So this, you know, this is a good, decent amount of change. Like 2K. I'm like, hell, if I do this every day, that's more than I was making as a stylist.
For sure.
So that was my first goal.
Okay.
I sat there every day. I would post and I would look at my website. Did that drive traffic? You know, I'm doing this very manually with lack of knowledge, lack of experience.
Lack of a team.
Lack of everything.
Yeah,
just
lack of
me
everything.
sitting
just
here, like excited to go to
Drives.
sleep so I can wake up to see if I can make the
Yes.
next day better than the first one.
Yes.
Month 1, right at 50K in sales. All right. I was like, I beat myself as a hairstylist. And I was like, let's go.
God got some different type of favor on you because you just be trying stuff. And you just be month 1, we hit multi-million. I'm like, hold on now. Not month 6.
But here's the thing, the root though. Like my root was, it's either I'm withering and I'm dying.
For sure.
To the point where I could literally not be here no more.
For sure.
Or else I'm just chasing what feel good. And I feel like when anything you want to do in life, if you put yourself in harmonious vibration with whatever it is that you want to attract, it's going to come.
It's going to come.
You don't got to know how. You don't got to know why.
You don't got to know when.
You don't know when. No.
You just have to know it is.
Just feel it.
Yep.
Just put yourself in a state of just feeling good.
And this is it.
This is it.
I'm fulfilled and we're going to ride this train until we get to the goal. I get it.
I think that's the key to having faith.
Yeah.
Like that's faith for me.
For real.
And I don't know where I got it from, but I believed in it, you know? And so month 1, that happened. I'm like, okay, I got some wind under my wings. I'm like, okay, I didn't fail, you know? But still, heart beating. You don't know if month 2 gonna be the same, you know?
For sure.
I do it again. And then we getting incrementally better. Like, okay, we have made like 4K more this month. Okay, let's do it again.
Wow.
Then I was able to convince my husband to like join in with me. Like, let's do this as a team. Like, let's do it together because I can't do both. And he was like, a little difficult, you know, because you know how men be. They be like, nah, I gotta do it. Yeah. I was like, no. I was like, peep this out. If we do it together, like two type of energies on the same goal, like to me, it's gonna make it great.
Make it double. Right.
Immediately, he jumped in and we just started to just go. Month 1 from that August 2018 to August 2019, we cleared $1 million.
Jesus.
2019, yep, we cleared $1 million. And then here we go. I'm going into 2019 because I always count my years from August to August because that's when I started.
Okay.
So 2019, I'm like 2 months in. I'm like, shit. I was like, I'm either going to hit the same thing or I'm maybe a little less this year. Okay. And that ain't what I'm trying to do.
Why did you feel like you were going to do less?
The numbers.
Okay.
The numbers were saying it.
Okay.
The data was there.
Okay.
And so I started doing stuff different. I started being like, okay, I see people marketing in different ways. They putting posts in groups and shit. I was like, let me try my hand at a little shade room post.
Okay.
At that time, shade room post like $2,500. I put like a post in shade room, $2,500. I made like 20K. I was
from
like,
that post. Wow.
I was like, I got the secret. I was like, this is it for me. I did it again, 14K.
Okay.
I did it a third time, nothing. I was like, fuck.
Why do you think the numbers went down?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like,
okay. It just did. Okay.
Okay. Again.
Okay. I wonder.
Peep this out. You wanna know what did work? Somebody from a marketing company saw my post and like Cole reached out to me. I'm like, I saw you posting in the shade room. We do X, Y, and Z. Like, you can sign up for us. And they was like $3K a month. I was like, shit, I could lose $3K.
Right. I can afford that.
I could lose
Let's
3K.
see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Started working with that company. Soon as they turned my ads on, my content, we spent like $1,000. Like $1,000 on a video. That one video made 15K. That one video kept doing that and doubling day over day over day. We in October 2019. By the first 2 weeks, we had made like 500,000. By the first month, my first $1 million month. 2019.
Nice.
November 2019. And it kept doing that into 2020. 2020 was my first $20 million year. I did 23, but I was growing. I was refunding shit. So it was like 20 at the end of the year.
$20 million in a year.
Yep. And I didn't know nothing. Mind you, this me and my husband from our kitchen table to our garage, then to a 500 square foot warehouse, and immediately having to figure it out, grind, hustle, get the orders out. I used to be behind on orders, everything.
And I'm about to say the common denominator that I'm hearing, because we're gonna get to the point of that drop where you had to come back up.
Oh, God.
But the common denominator, y'all, she literally took risk.
Yeah.
You took risk from the moment you left college to the moment you quit doing hair, to the moment you did the ad on the Shade Room, to the moment you hired this company that you knew nothing about. Every single time you did that, you took a risk.
Yeah.
So y'all have to trust yourself. You have to trust God. You have to have faith, and you have to be a risk taker.
Yeah.
If you want to get to the next level of your business, your life, your relationship, whatever that is, the common denominator to me, I hear you just a risk taker.
Yeah. And a faith leaner.
Faith, for sure. Faith driven.
That's what faith is. It's all about, because you trust in something you can't see.
Yes.
You trust in the idea of something that you don't even know is possible.
Yeah.
You got to take the risk to get there. Because that's faith.
Okay.
That was faith for me.
Okay.
And, like 2020, it was a year of building, a year of learning. Everything going so fast. Like, you don't go from $1 million to $20 million in a year and
now
don't have growing pains.
You saw those numbers in your account? That's nuts.
No, I didn't see them in my account.
I'm like,
I saw them on my Shopify
I know, that's
dashboard.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To look at that data and be like, that is nuts.
Yeah.
I would have been like, now what do we do? I would have been frazzled. I was frazzled when I hit $1 million.
I was like, sauce.
Nobody say a fucking word.
What
do we do with it?
What do you do?
Now, what do we do with the money? How do we keep
What's
it?
next?
How do we multiply it? How do we not lose it? How do we, I think people think that when you get a certain amount or a certain level of success, it's like, oh, we made it. It's like, how do we sustain? How do we have longevity? How do we not lose it?
Right.
And you went through a whole season where you lost it all.
Everything. And I do mean everything. So 2020, like, it's everything going so fast, right? And here's the thing. I'm a true believer of zone of genius. I believe everybody got their zone of genius. Everybody need to operate in their zone of genius. In their gift. I know what mine is.
Okay.
I know what it ain't.
Okay.
And I know even if I could learn something, I didn't have the knowledge then. So I was bringing on people who I felt like knew what I didn't know. That's what everybody say. Hire people that are smarter than you.
Hire people that are smarter than you.
But don't do it if you don't.
Ooh. Wow, that's deep.
If you don't know nothing. Be careful.
Okay.
Because I didn't know nothing.
Okay.
And those people who I was hiring that were smarter than me, that were smart enough to know I didn't know nothing. And I got taken advantage of expeditiously.
Wow.
And I do mean expeditiously. By 2021, I decided, I want a baby. I want a family. I'm going to do my IVF because I had been told early on that I needed to do IVF to conceive.
How was that process?
It was fun. It was easy. I was blessed enough to, it's for my son to implant on the first try.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I had to be on bed rest the whole time.
Okay.
Because I hemorrhaged.
Okay.
And when I was down, I'm already a little green. Everybody who ain't green know this. And then on top of that, I had hired some more people, like a CFO, etc. That's when everything took a shift.
Where are you finding these people, though? Like, how are you doing the hiring?
Trusting other people to find the people.
Referrals.
Because I didn't. The gag is, I was so green, I didn't even know how to hire the right hire because I didn't know the right questions to ask.
For sure.
And so, 2021, all of this is happening. I didn't know. I'm thinking everything good, right? Because at this time, the money's still there. It's still in the account. We still good. I'm thinking, yay. But then 2021 come, I started to see like a deep decline. And like things are leaving. I'm like, what's going on?
In sales.
Not just sales. Sales were, ebbs and flows. But it was like my account was depleting. And I didn't know why. And I woke up one morning. It was 2022. I'll never forget it. 2022, the summer. It was June, I want to say 17th. And I could not access my bank account. Yeah, mind you, I was already depleting anyway, but shit, it was still enough to be great, But I couldn't access my bank account. Everything frozen. Got a call from my vendor for retail, because I'm in stores at this time. They was like, yo, we just got this letter saying to hold any funds that we are supposed to send to you.
Wow.
And then I had to backtrack, and I was like, what's going on? And then I found out my name had been forged on signatures for like this thing called the merchant MCA, a merchant something account.
Okay, well, what is that? You tell
It's
me.
basically
what
like high
niggas
interest.
out here doing now? I'm
High
hiring
interest-
people. What's going on?
It's like high interest funding.
Okay.
So it's high interest funding, and basically they'll give you $300K, $500K, but you gotta pay $600,000 back. Well, that had been refinanced 3 times. And
somebody signed it on your behalf.
Yeah, the CFO.
Oh my God.
And so it was refinanced 3 times. And not only was it refinanced 3 times, they refinanced the interest. Mind you, I ain't know none of this. So when they stopped paying it from our account, like the letters came to the warehouse. I wasn't there. I never got it. So they was able to get a judgment in New York. And when they got the judgment in New York and domesticated it to Alabama, they was able to freeze all my funds.
So what is this person doing? This person is taking the money?
I don't know where they at. I don't know where they at right now.
Still to this day?
To this day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was step 1. And then that day, I didn't have access to nothing. Like, and what I did have access to was not going to cover my bills and was not going to cover anything that I had, like,
sustain the lifestyle that you had
I'm
built.
using Amex at this time. You know, a lot of my things or my vendors are on that 30, and it's like, oh shit, I can't touch anything.
Okay.
And when I say nothing, I mean like nothing. I literally had to talk to my lawyer, come up with a plan to just move forward and keep my business running and me still be able to get the revenue from my business. And when I got the revenue from the business, I'm getting it, but I'm starting at 0. So it's coming in, it's going right out. Coming in, going right out.
Because you're paying stuff. Yeah.
So for like the first 6 months, it was just a struggle. It was like you get to the weekend and it's like, damn, I hope my shit don't go on overdraft. Because everything from Shopify this time, because, you know, either it was my retailers and all those payments, they come in like net 60, net 30. You know, when you're in retail, everything's not fast.
Okay.
So I'm waiting on those, or else I'm getting it from Shopify. Shopify got like a 3-4 day lag before deposits. Money coming in and coming out. I'm keeping afloat, but I'm struggling because I'm still having to try to cover the things that were already on net 30 for starting at ground 0. And I'm still going through the process of trying to work with these like creditors who now have a judgment against me to try to settle it because I can't do nothing else because I can't find the person who did it. And they already got a judgment. So when they got a judgment, you become like a personal guarantee. So
what's that mean?
That means anything is outside of like the corporate veil. So anything that had my name attached to it was up for grabs. My house, I got 2 houses. My house that I lived in.
Okay, she got 2 houses.
No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously.
I know.
My other house, cars,
I'm hating. I got a condo. I ain't even got no land.
They can just get it.
Yeah.
They can just get it.
Yeah.
And so at that time, my lawyer advised me like, the only option you have now is to just figure out a settlement.
So anything you owned.
Yeah, and let me get the numbers. $1.7 million. So I'm up here like, what do you mean? Like a settlement on 1.7? I don't want to pay 1.7. At this point, I don't even got 1.7 to pay because whatever I had in my account, they already got it.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I don't even got no money to rebuild. So what am I doing? This 2022. So I'm just depressed. I'm going through like the worst. But in my mind, I'm just making myself believe like, this is for a reason.
So in this moment, you're hopeful.
I'm not really, but I'm still over here just repeating my mantras and telling myself this is happening for you,
for sure.
not to you.
For sure. For sure. Affirmations. I am blessed. I am healed. I am free. I am
everything like this is for a reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't in you, it's on you. Like, I'm just telling myself this because I'm trying to keep going. And to be honest, it was my son who saved me. Because there was some days, and I don't want to cry.
And what? It's okay, baby. Saved you in what way, though? Oh,
tears.
It's okay.
It was some days I'd be like, I'm gonna just go in the woods and just end it. But I was like, I can't do that to my son.
Oh, baby.
And so everything I learned for the last 10 years,
thank you,
I just started practicing it. I was like, it's happening for you, not to you. And I just held on to that belief. And I just started doing stuff, like just not giving up, waking up, still trying. And I just started letting anything that was attached to me that felt like it was sucking the life out of me financially, emotionally, I just started letting it go. And I'm a people pleaser. I've never been the one to say no. I've never been the one to not you know what I'm saying? Like, want to see somebody else situation,
succeed or
you know what I'm saying, be diminished because of me, you know?
Yep.
And like a lot of people on my payroll, I had to start reassessing. I had to start looking at it, and I'm like, what did you do for the last 12 months for $12,000? Nothing.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? And so I had to let them go. And it was like every time I started dropping weight, I started like getting more wind underneath my wings, and I started going higher. So I stayed in this really bad place for like 12 months, between 9 to 12 months, before I just started to see like a better situation.
Okay.
You know, it was still hard. I still
Okay.
want to get out of it, because even if now my bills and stuff are more stable, I just did a settlement for the 1.7. Now I got to pay that every month.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing that I can't miss now. You know?
What is pulling you out of that though? What is, I know your son, I know.
Just grind, faith.
Is
like,
it your shifting your mindset?
Shifting my mindset and just sheer determination to not give up.
Okay.
Because I knew, like, if you give up, you done.
That's it.
I couldn't even, like, it was so bad. Like, I couldn't even go back to the life I knew as a hairstylist. Because, mind you, it's a personal guarantee on this. You're going to take the house I got now in the house I had.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then, like, when you're in the public eye and you fail at that capacity, that could take your business.
Wow.
Because now people looking at you like, oh, she failed.
Yep.
Knew it wasn't going to last.
Yep.
So all of that is on me, and nobody knew. I didn't say a word. I just put my hand down. I grinded through it. And by the time I started letting weight off me and I started to come up, I started to get more and more.
Everything started aligning and working.
Yeah,
and
now I'm less broken. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting stronger day over day.
Wow.
And I kid you not, like, one of the last people I had to let go, and one of the last things I had to let go of, I did it. Not even 30 days later, I went viral on TikTok. August of last year. And from August,
that was when I was like, yo, this girl is, I had been following you for some years.
Yeah.
But that was like, I was like, this is nuts.
And what's nuts about it, I went viral I was back in my warehouse, because we hadn't been employees at the time. I had done let everybody go. We had maybe like 7 or 8 people there. And I'm back in my warehouse, like, doing everything myself. And I was like, Stormi, just pick up the camera. Like, you building. Like,
show it. Show them the journey.
Just show it.
Show them the truth.
It wasn't even about the body glaze, for real. I talked about it. I was like, if y'all curious to see what we having to ship out, it's the body glaze. And I did it. Like, week 1, viral. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I was like, if I could just get an extra couple $1,000s a day, that's going to help me. You know what I'm saying? But then it didn't stop.
It surpassed all of that.
It just kept going, and it has not stopped. And then now, in hindsight, I'm able to look back over it and even say with even more confidence, everything that I was feeling, it was happening for me. It was happening to me. Because if I hadn't never went through that, I wouldn't have been able to let, you know, they're saying it's separation before elevation.
Oh, baby.
When you got so much on you, when God wants to take you somewhere,
you have to shed.
He wants you to just shed all of that before He give you what He got for you. And it ain't that it ain't yours. You can't have it that way. And I'm so glad I maintained some semblance of belief in that bad season, because now in the good season, I'm able to say that was true. That was the truth. And that's kind of where we are now. Like, in the last 12 months, since August of 2023, not only have I damn near made anything I ever made in business again, I've retained it. So, you know, my shirt, I got a nickname, right? My nickname, NBA Stormi. Never broke again. Never broke again.
Never broke again.
Yeah, and not even just financially. Like,
for
in
sure.
every way.
Spiritually. Mentally. Emotionally.
Like, just everything.
And it, like you said, you were like, I've been able to keep it and retain it. It's the longevity of it now. Why?
And now I'm smarter. I move so much slower.
Wisdom.
Like, even slow is fast, but I'm cautious. And like, everything I ever learned on my journey, from knowing how to have discernment over people, knowing when to operate in my big heart and when not to, knowing how to, like, make the best decisions in business. Because at that point in time, like, when you start seeing so much money, you think everything about the money. I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait.
What?
I ain't in no rush.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
No rush.
Yeah.
The money's gonna come.
And that changed everything. Like, this last 12 months have been like the fruit of every high and every low that I've ever had. in the last 10 years. And I heard somebody told me before that, like, what you experience now ain't because of what you did now. It's because of what you did 2 years ago.
Previously, the seed you planted. I am so
Yeah.
proud of you. I did. Oh my God. Okay.
You
So
got me in here crying. She got that effect on people.
Stop. Your story was, first of all, she told me a little bit about it yesterday, but I'm on the edge of my seat. You are the best storyteller. I'm like, this is the best movie I've ever.
That's
like,
you.
what?
That's not me.
And if you ever, now look, now I'll apply if you need somebody to help in the warehouse. If you need any employees, now I will apply. Give me a job, Stormi.
No.
What do you need? I will serve your company.
Your support just is everything to me, though.
You are just so
Literally.
dope. This is my very first time hearing that story in depth, but I've resonated with so many parts of it, and I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you for pushing through it because you're inspiring women like me. Even though, like, you know, we're peers in certain spaces, like, I look up to you. On that entrepreneurial level, when I saw that stuff on TikTok, when I went to the TikTok live that you invited me to, I was mind blown. Yeah. Mind blown. And your spirit is just so, so beautiful. And you're going to be able to have longevity because of all the things you went through, retaining it and keeping it. Yeah. So I'm so, 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 so proud of your journey, baby. Thank you for sharing it here on the Let's Try This Again podcast.
Oh, and you know what? It's so crazy because it's remember I told you, I was like, let's try this again. I'm like, that's the story.
That's times
the journey
10 when it comes to you.
Yeah.
You've tried again over and over and over and over and over. And your last obstacle won't be your last obstacle. So you have already built the strength and the mental capacity to get through the next one. Yeah. You know, I'm so proud of you.
Ebbs and flows too.
Ebbs and flows.
That was the first time I heard that word in my low period. I was like, oh, that's a thing.
It's a thing.
That's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
So now you know how to get through the next one.
You know how to get through it. It's
life is like that.
It's life.
And I'm going to tap in a little bit more with the letting go and releasing of people, especially when it comes to the workplace, because I've done that recently and it's been so scary for me, especially publicly when people see certain things a certain way. And I don't want to let down my audience. I don't want to let down my team. I know the decisions we make as CEOs affect everybody. You know what I mean? So letting people go, it's affecting somebody's household. It's affecting the whole team. It's affecting my whole company. So I get now, I mean, I'm past it, but I went through a season, especially last year, where I was so scared to let go of somebody that I knew it was time. How do you get to that point of letting go of a team member, letting go of an employee, even if they might be a good person, but they're not doing their job right? Like, I can't just have you on my team because you're a good person.
Yeah.
You have to be an asset in the workplace. Or I can't just have you on my team because you've been in my life for X amount of years, but you're not doing your job. Or you're actually not a good person. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you're holding me back from the vision God gave me. How do you get to the point of letting go of those people?
So for me, I kind of didn't have no other choice.
Okay.
Like, it was at a point where, you know, a lot of the people, I felt like if I focused on how I felt about them as a person, they were good people. But I had to start looking at at their job. Like, with any business, I was taught, like, this person supposed to bring like 3x to 5x the value to your company that you pay them. And I started looking at people from that perspective. Are they doing that?
Okay.
And if they weren't doing that, it made a decision so much easier just to let them go. And then I also kind of leaned into, like, you know, you got to be quick to fire and slow to hire.
Wow.
Because I hired quickly and that almost like killed me. You know what I'm saying?
And let them stay for a long time.
And I let them stay for a long time. Like, the people who actually weren't providing the value of what I was putting out. And that almost killed me.
Okay.
So it gets to the point of, you gonna let this kill you? You gonna let this kill your dream? You gonna let this kill your vision? You gonna let this kill your business? Or are you gonna do what you're supposed to do when you wear that CEO hat and make those decisions that are hard to make?
Are you the one actually doing it, or do you have somebody else do it for you?
Sometimes I'd be like, Courtney, you go do it. but I'll step in and do it.
Okay, you'll step in and do it.
Like the harder ones, I'll do it.
Okay.
I had to learn how to do that, you know, and I ain't got good at it.
How are you right now? This is a personal question for me. Separating hiring somebody and having a business relationship and making everybody family. Like, building those emotional attachments to people that you hired for business. And I was like, oh, you're my sister. Oh, you're my friend. Oh, I love you. Oh, do you keep that at a distance? or do you kind of let your employees turn into family over time?
I let everybody turn into family over time. That's just my heart. That's the way
Okay.
I'm set up.
Okay.
But I've gained more of a tougher shell to say, hey, I care for you. I'm here for you. But you're going to have to be here for yourself with this opportunity that you have been given, which is this job.
Got it.
You either going to do it or not. And if you don't do it,
I will
I'm
let
going to
you
call
go.
you out on it. And if you don't correct yourself, you will be let go. And I'm going to still love you.
Okay.
And you can choose to still love me or not.
Okay.
But I can't keep, enabling you to get over on me. Like, I've had conversation with people who I deem my best friends who I employ. And I was like, you know what? It's not fair to me that I show up for you in excellence in every way because I want the best for you, but then you don't even do your job in excellence for me that I'm paying you for. And I start having those deep conversations, especially with the people who are close to me that I consider family, because we should be able to talk on that level. And if you can't handle it, that's on you.
Yeah,
like
that's on you.
You're your own demise and it won't be on me. See, I used to feel like somebody else's demise was my responsibility. That ain't on me.
No.
Like, if I show up good and if I'm here for you, you got to be here for yourself. And you got to be here for me when it comes to the job that I'm paying you for.
Have you lost close relationships due to those conversations, or have they been fixed?
Fixed?
Okay.
I lost the relationship when I didn't say nothing. Like, when I chose to turn a blind eye,
be quiet,
that's when the relationship was damaged.
Okay.
But when I start to speak in the moment and not be afraid to use my voice, because some people just don't know.
Yeah.
And if you don't tell them,
yeah,
we can't assume.
Yeah.
So I started to learn how to just be more vocal and just speak on it, because if I care for you, I'm always coming from a place of love. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to help you.
Okay.
I'm trying to help us, because I look at everybody who are in that inner circle when it comes to the team as part of the family to drive this one goal forward, because it feeds everybody.
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was going to say, we always end with, what you going to try again? Baby, she going to try everything again. You are the prime example of resilience. What is it, NBA Stormi.
Never broke again.
She's like, I'm never going back
Never going back.
Your story is powerful. Thank you. And I love you.
I love you too.
Gosh, give me a job, Stormi.
Your support.
Okay.
Thank
all
you.
Right.
You have no idea.
All right, now y'all see me promoting body glaze. Don't get them Thank you. I love you, y'all. This was another episode of the Let's Try This Again podcast. If you didn't get anything from this, but that resilience, the prime example of resilience is this lady sitting right to the right of me, and I'm mind blown at your story. You have inspired me. I've gone through that process. Even last year, I was in that low where I feel like I lost so much, and bringing it back up and making the most money I ever made and having the most depressed year of my life. You inspire me. So you let me know the pain is only temporary. Keep going. And baby, let's try this again. Thank you guys for tapping in, tuning in. Wow. I am so inspired. I hope you're inspired. Woo! I'll see y'all next week. Bye. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Let's Try This Again podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and share the podcast. Until next time, stay resilient and remember, I love you guys.